Graham Platner can fuck a toaster. Graham Platner can shove a pineapple up his ass. Graham Platner can off to a cartoon of Scooby-Doo wearing Brian Noam's big ass titties. And I will crawl over fucking broken glass to support that man.
All right, so you ready, guys? Can I just show you, dude? This shit blew my mind, boss. What world are we living in? You ready? Watch this.
On Graham Platner, are you satisfied with the explanations he's given for the controversies his campaign has faced right now? Are you concerned about what we've heard?
I met with Graham Platner today. We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
You have not said if you're still endorsing Graham Platner. Are you still supporting Graham Platner?
As I said, I endorsed Graham Platner. We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate. Thank you.
Dude, like, there's no fucking way, though, right? Did you see that? I mean, it was rote and it was robotic, but this blew my mind. By the way, 40% of the people who are watching my YouTube are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that sub button, all right? You get all the good gossipy shit and you laugh your ass off, and you get a lot of Kermit phone, all right? That shocked me on a number of levels, and here's why. Because there is a contingent of like liberal Democrats, and they've been calling Platner a Nazi. Okay? I've been seeing this. People I follow on Twitter calling Platner a Nazi and a misogynist pig and this, that, and the other, and going to town saying, like, fuck this guy. And Chuck Schumer just endorsed the guy they've been calling a Nazi. Chuck, like Mr. Israel himself, Shumer. You know what I mean? So, like, that's a conundrum, guys. That is a conundrum for those liberal Democrats that have been calling him a Nazi. And now Schumer's like, yeah, I met with Platner. I'm behind him. We're going to take back the Senate. He's beating Collins. Obviously, they've seen the numbers. That's just it about, like, Platner. I think Platner, is he a problematic candidate? Sure. Okay. The guy's an ex-vet. He's traumatized. He was not a good person when he came back from the war. And we don't know how, like, healed or not healed he is, but I think Maine likes him. Okay. I think the people of Maine like Graham Platner's warts. I don't think they look at the infidelity or the kick profile or any of that shit. And I don't think they care about that shit because they feel like he's fighting for Maine. Okay? Right? That for Maine, he's their guy. And it's going across party lines, guys. There are Republicans, there are rural people, there are young people. Like, a lot of people are energized and they're like, we need to get rid of Susan Collins. And in fact, I did not like Platner at first, okay? There's a lot about him I didn't like, but the more I, like, investigated him and the more that I heard him talk and saw him interact with voters and shit, the more I'm like, I'm kind of intrigued by him. I mean, you know, you don't really know what you get until they get into the power, right? You really don't. Like, Kyrsten Sinema was completely mind-blowing to me. I thought she was going to go a completely different way. But the more I investigated him, the more I really saw, I think he was a shitty person when he got out of the war. And I think he's trying to be a better person. He's trying to fight for, like, good shit. I think he genuinely wants to, like, turn it all around. I really do get those vibes. But I know that the people of Maine like him, and I know he can beat Susan Collins, guys. I know he can. I don't think Maine cares about those fucking scandals, boss. I don't care about the scandals. Did you see what Kyle Kulinski said, dude? I thought Kyle... Dude, Kyle is so funny, but look at what Kyle Kulinski said, bro. This is the funniest shit I've ever heard, bro. He even brought fucking Byron Noam into it. Oh my God, dude. Watch this. All right, here we go.
Graham Platner can fuck a toaster. Graham Platner can shove a pineapple up his ass. Graham Platner can shove a pineapple up his dick hole for all I care. Graham Platner can jack off to a cartoon of Scooby-Doo wearing Brian Noam's big-ass titties. And I will crawl over fucking broken glass to support that man. Why? Because he actually wants to end the wars. Because he actually wants to stand up to the Israeli genocidal terror state currently doing multiple genocides. Because he actually wants to crack down on the Epstein class and arrest the criminals and raise taxes on the billionaires and take that money and redistribute it and give people health care, give people education, give people higher wages, give people unions, actually fucking fix this country, end the crime spree of MAGA, and arrest the criminal terrorists inside the Trump regime. If you're willing to do those things, I don't give a fuck what happens in your sex life, bro. Let me say, I do not care at all. And anybody who does, I find you rather unserious. I find you unfit for this moment that we're living in, where fascism is actually taking over the country. It's actually happening. And instead of going after the fascist, you're going after the anti-fascist because of reasons and stuff and things. Well, forgive me, but I find that wholly unconvincing. And by the way, Graham Platner, go ahead and sex my mom. I don't give a fuck. You want to sex my sister? Go right ahead. You could sext her too. Genuinely don't care.
There we go. So that's his endorsement. But guys, with this idea of sexting or him having a kick profile, whatever, the guy's damaged, whatever, he's looking for women to fuck, he's whatever, having extramarital shit. Okay, is that like, do I love that? No, but dude, that's human. I've done that, okay? I haven't had a kick profile, but I used to go out to the bars and have lots of one-night stands, guys. I have cheated on multiple girlfriends. I'm not proud of it, but it's just a human thing. It happens. Now, you may say, well, wait a second. Political punk, Tommy, why do you point out Ken Paxton's infidelity? And here's the thing, guys, because that's a good point. I made a video the other day. I talk about Trump's infidelity. I talk about Ken Paxton's. You know why I view them differently? Because they're trying to legislate morality. The Republican Party says gay people bad, you know, talking about sex with your kids is bad, right? You know, drag queens are bad. Having books about puberty are bad, right? They have all this morality. Oh, you got to be a Christian. And then they're cheating, and getting abortions for their mistresses. Infidelity is not a character flaw, guys. Okay? Infidelity is what happens when wounded people act out inside a relationship. Okay? Now, a type of infidelity like Donald Trump, where you bring your mistress to a ski vacation with your kids and the press are there putting your wife through hell. See, that's a type of infidelity where now it's not like a wounded person, you know, fucking up his relationship. That's somebody like now creating a media circus to laugh at his wife with his mistress. That's a level of degeneracy. That is taking it up a notch. But like people that are, I don't know, traumatized and whatever, they're going to strip clubs, they're having sex with escorts, whatever. Dude, that shit happens, okay? That shit is not necessarily a character flaw. That shit is like somebody going out and getting fucking drunk a lot, you know? There are like, I don't know, addictions. There are the ways that people act out, okay? So I think there is some sort of gray area here. Like even with Byron Noam, I don't care that he puts balloons in his tits and goes and gives money to a bunch of like humiliation kink people. I don't care about that. But I do care that his wife tells everybody who's moral and who's not, while at home her husband is doing that shit. It's like, you know, Graham Platner is never going to go out there and legislate morality. He's never going to do that. And so I think there is a difference. And to expect, like, I don't expect anybody in government to be like, they don't need to be any better than I am. So the point being is like consensual sexting with adults, and then his wife knew about it and they had talked about it and they're in therapy. Who fucking cares? To me, that is not a deal breaker, dude. Dude, that's not a deal breaker at all. And I think that people that are trying to equate that to like Trump and Epstein and being a trafficker and all that is bullshit. You know, that's my philosophy. But if you're not trying to legislate morality, then fucking go do what you want.
You're still supporting Graham
As I
Platner.
said, I endorsed Graham Platner. We're going to take back, we're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
Dude, that's the clip right there. Dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗍 Shumer, bro. I endorse Graham Platner. We're going to beat Susan Collins. We're going to take back the Senate. Dude, that is nuts, bro. Guys, I never thought I would see the day, bro. Like, the liberal Democrats cannot call Graham Platner a Nazi after he got fucking 𝗙𝗍𝗍𝗆𝗍 Schumer's endorsement, bro. It just doesn't hold any water anymore. You know, at that point, this is where I'm like, okay, now I'm definitely in Platner's corner. Not because I like Schumer or Schumer's endorsement means anything to me, okay? Because fuck Schumer, okay? I don't like Charles Schumer at all, but the fact that he's going all in, okay, that he is going in, he didn't go in for Mamdani, but he is going in on Platner, that means that, like, they know that Platner's winning this, okay? They know that Platner is going to take Susan Collins down. And guys, I agree with Kyle Kulinski here, okay? I would literally, dude, you could give me a progressive who was an active fucking, like, swollen red hands alcoholic, okay? You know what I'm saying? A guy that, like, we're gonna have to detox him once a month and maybe hire a handler to make sure he gets to meetings on time. And if that guy was gonna fight for a progressive agenda and beat Susan Collins, like, dude, I would vote for a piece of broccoli over Susan Collins. You know what I mean? I'm serious. You could run, I've said this before, that you could run like a tumor out of somebody's body against Susan Collins, and if we could hire a staff for that tumor, I would vote for the fucking tumor, bro. Dude, it could be a homeless person, and I would vote for them because fuck Susan Collins, dude. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.